Matty B. Matt, we could construct the best portfolios in the world, right? But unfortunately, most individual investors just have this emotional tide that it's like, okay, well, when markets go down, we get out. So there's all sorts of overconfidence, and then there's fear, there's greed, and everything else in between.
Yeah, Vanguard actually published a review in 2014 about the value that financial planners offer to their clients. And most people would think that's about stock picking and so on, but the number one benefit was behavioral coaching, added about 1.5% per year over what the average person does on their own. And a lot of that is because of the biases. It's not just keeping people in when markets are down, which is what most people think of. It's really some of those biases they have to fix.
Sure. I mean, overconfidence is one. What are a few others?
Yeah, a couple of kind of subsets to the overconfidence. One of them is a confirmation bias. In other words, using an example, if I were to flip a coin and you called heads and it came up heads, you'd use that as proof that you knew it was going to be heads because that's what you called.
Sure.
And you could think about it, an obvious correlation to stock picking. You pick a stock, it goes up. Oh, well, I did all the best research. I knew what I was doing. I picked that right, when it was likely just luck. And that really drives people's overconfidence in their own abilities when it really isn't there.
Right. I mean, if I flip a coin 1,000 times, the probability of me hitting heads 50% of the time there's probably good probability.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But if I go on a string, it's possible for me to get maybe 8, 9 heads in a row.
Absolutely.
Does that make me an expert flipper?
No, it doesn't.
Right.
Exactly. I love that example. I use that a lot myself.
Yeah, that means I'm lucky.
Yeah, exactly. And that happens with actual managers as well, because on a regular bell curve, you'll find that if you have 10,000 managers out there, a few of them will get it right 10, 15 years in a row, but it's no different than what you'd expect in just normal random chance.
Right. What other things that you're seeing?
Another one is a self-serving bias. That's the human tendency to, when you make a good decision, it's all because you did the right research, you're smart, you can do all these things, but if you make a wrong decision, it's extenuating circumstances. It's somebody else's fault. You can make one good decision 10 years ago and all the rest be bad, but you'll still lock into that first one because all the other ones were other people's fault. You're still a better picker.
Well, right, because then, I'm a better driver, right? I'm a better lover. Right. I'm a better, right? I'm a better host than most, right? There we go. but right, if this show screws up, it's not my fault, it's everyone else's. And I think that's just another bias that you can put down to investing.
Yep.